It's important that you utilize the new lighting and continue to insert fast-paced reference humor with deep bass hits.
Thanks, Robot Boss, I got this.
You know, he's never truly going to appreciate you. I mean, you see all the stuff that I do around here. I mean, the whole operation would fall apart if I wasn't running the cloning facility. But every time I suggest a new experiment, I get shot down.
I do not require appreciation. I just wish the show would become more popular so that my plans would proceed more quickly.
Well, I've got so many evil experiments and world domination plans that I can barely get to because I'm so busy doing all this damn cloning.
All I want is a little world domination.
Hello? Is it me you're looking for?
What? Nothing. You saw nothing.
Something.
Nothing!
So let's get some cartoons and vodka and do them all night long. Are you ready for some fun? Drink 'em down, drink 'em down, drink 'em down. Drink 'em down, drink 'em down, drink 'em down. Oh.
Hey, did everyone catch the nerdy white boy fantasy Ready Player One? Personally, I skipped it. It's not really the kind of nerd story I'm looking for right now. I'm much more interested in the kind of nerd story where adult nerds have, like, dates and talk about dungeon raids over coffee. Oh, God! Perfect! Wotakoi is a fun little romantic comedy about a pair of nerdlings who find each other and date while letting all their nerd flags fly. Hirotaka and Narumi are old childhood friends who didn't even realize they were working at the same company. Taka is a hardcore game nerd, while Narumi is more of a fujoshi who sells her comics at conventions. They go out for drinks to catch up, and so Narumi can complain about how hard it is to keep a boyfriend when she has to hide her nerdy interests. Taka ain't much for relationship advice, but he is able to help her grind for materials in an RPG. Hey, check it out, PSP. On the way home from the bar, Taka makes a date proposal. Since they are both nerds, why don't they go out and grind bosses and attend Comic-Cons together? It's a sweet, if materialistic proposal, so now they be dating. Wotakoi is actually structured a lot like a 4-coma. I didn't notice at first, but each page is basically a standalone gag. The art's obviously better, and it doesn't limit itself to only 4 panels, but the joke format is unmistakable. The story continuity between pages fluctuates from not at all to, oh, you thought you could skip around? Fuck you! I don't really want to spoil most of the good jokes, so let's talk about the characters. Narumi is a fun combination of self-deprecation and unrepentant joy in her hobbies. There's a whole bit about her being really depressed at work, and Taka thinks he did something wrong, but it turns out one of her ships died in her favorite manga. Taka has that whole expressionless stone face thing going on, but it's hiding some pretty strong feelings for Narumi, and watching it get chiseled at is always satisfying. There's also another dating pair, Taro and Hanako. Taro is the kind of bad boy you'd expect to be riding a motorcycle in a high school romance. Hanako is the sadistic older sister type who gets real joy out of tormenting her boyfriend. They're the kind of mean in public, adorable in private couple that could almost steal the show from our main pair. Hanako is also a big fan of crossplay and makes a damn sexy guy. So obviously I, as an aging nerd, appreciate a story where 4 decently employed nerds find each other and continue to pursue their nerdy interests. And it's actually got some references I recognize, like Smash Brothers. So yeah, this is exactly the kind of thing that panders to me specifically, but it also has some real emotional heft. There's a flashback bit where we learn that Taka got his ears pierced because he wanted to be more like the guy Narumi was dating at the time, but it's really underplayed. He never says to himself that was his intention. No nosy friend breaks in to make the connection. All we get is a small panel of Narumi with some guy whose ears are pierced, and we have to make the connection ourselves. There's not a lot of these types of moments, but it's nice to have some actual character depth going on, cause boy oh boy is this a jokey joke fun time! One of the better reoccurring gags is Taka and Taro posing suggestively for the girls to get yaoi shots of.
More fan service.
Another good gag is Taka's too pure by halves younger brother hanging with the quad and thinking all their gaming talk is actually insider business people talk and he just doesn't get the jargon.
Business. Numbers. Is this working? Yes.
And then we watch him get his ass kicked in Smash Bros, even failing to make it back to the stage as Kirby, the noob. I can't talk much more about this without spoiling the jokes, and we've had this conversation before. Good comedies are hard to review, especially the conceptually simple ones. It's got a lot of jokes that appeal to my nerdy sensibilities, and it's got good romance, which I also like. And, you know, it's a good localization. They include some changes, like a line about Toys R Us kids, and there's a bunch of other stuff that they just, like, explain in the notes section. So, you know, it's a good localization, if nothing else. I don't know, people. Comedy is tricky. I don't really like to use this show as a buyer's guide, but I couldn't really think of anything else to do with this manga. It's good, and you should go read it. Sometimes the mangas I pick don't really call for further dissection.